The purpose of today's video, one, is to give anybody who's watching this on the interwebs over on YouTube a complete and utterly 100% understanding, clarity, and confidence around launching and or scaling your business to your first or your next 5 to 10K month. Now, I've been around the industry for a long time, a little history behind myself. I've been in it for about a decade. I ran a digital marketing agency for 3 years, grew it to about 500,000 in gross revenue. Then I shifted knowing the knowledge and the skills that I have in everything and all things digital marketing. That's your images, video, platforms, KPIs for running advertising campaigns on Facebook, primarily Facebook, and some YouTube. Then I have all insight knowledge and expert training, 10,000 hours of understanding each of the platforms and who those platforms are best dictated to. So if you're trying to resonate with someone that is in the middle to 35 to 45 plus range, where do they spend their time, right? Where's their attention? Needless to say, I'm not going to bore you all with this. One, I want to thank you for stopping by the channel, dropping on this video. Please stay tuned all the way through because somewhere along the end of this video, I will be gifting somebody a entrepreneurship book bundle. And what does that mean? I have a list of books that I believe every entrepreneur should have. If you see behind my left-hand shoulder here, I have both of Alex Hormozy's books. I've got Limitless by Jim Quick. I have Power. There's so many different books that I absolutely believe each and every single one of you out there that is looking to launch their own business or already in business, and you're leaving so much money on the table because these books provide so much clarity, so much confidence, and it helps you at the end of the day make data-driven decisions with your hires, your fires, the direction of your company, the pricing of your products, how you ethically want to put your product and yourself out there, your branding, everything. So if you stick around to the end, I will be going through how you can win this bundle. Again, this bundle, I'm probably budgeting close to 150 bucks for the book bundle. So it'll be in value of $150 worth of entrepreneurship books. It's going to be a massive stack of books. Books are still the key to unlocking and expediting your knowledge and skill in any given area. So if you're not reading books, if you're not using books as a way to expand your knowledge and grow and move faster, I don't know what you're doing. Entrepreneurship is not the game for you. I'll tell you that right now. So this video here is just going to give you a lot of clarity on the basics of launching your first product. And once it's been launched, it's going to be a complete deep dive on how you get it to your 10, 15, and 20K months. Very, very, very clear. So if you've just launched a product, if you're working in someone else's business or you're launching your own business, maybe you're in a coaching program and they've given you all the digital training in the world. That's not what this is. This is not another course. I'm not selling you on another course. This is just to give you complete understanding of the basics. So if you're someone who's just starting out, someone who has dabbled your feet before, but just can't quite get it to your first 5K or 10K month, in this video, I'm going to break it down to you, and there's going to be a lot of different things that you're going to take away from today. I want you to leave it as a comment down below what your biggest takeaway is. Also, I want you to challenge my opinions. I want you to challenge my thoughts and my experience in the space. And again, everything that I say here, it's not absolute. And that's what I hate about all the other experts and all the other gurus out there. They all claim that their way is the absolute only way you can make money online, especially if you're launching a business. They're wrong. They're absolutely wrong. And today is going to be that video that's going to walk you through kind of what I believe. If you want the quickest path to success, if you need to earn an additional 2, 5, 10K right now, that is the difference between what I'm about to go through with you versus what others are saying with their evergreen funnels, with their no sales pitches, not having to do a sales call funnel, not having to take booked phone calls, you name it. All of the strategies work, but there's only a handful that work immediately for what you are set up to do. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's go ahead and get my whiteboard up for you all. I love to draw on my whiteboard if it will work. Zoom doesn't always like to let me work, so we hit the share button. Go ahead and like that video if you feel this is already going to you're feeling good about yourself, you're feeling good about this video, where it's going to go, the direction it's going to go. Buckle in, because this isn't going to be some short 10-minute video. This is going to be I'm pushing this video to be as in-depth as possible, so it's a one-stop shop for all your needs located here on YouTube. So please make sure you stick around, pause it, save it to your playlists, come back to it later, take notes. And ultimately, if you ever need assistance or help implementing this, then reach out to me, leave a comment down below. Go follow me on Instagram at the real Matthew Lopez. Send me a DM. Let me know you came from this video, and I'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction to make sure you get some additional support on executing on what we're going to talk about today. So, for those of you out here, who is this for? Who am I speaking to? Why should you sit here for the next 30 to 45 minutes watching this in-depth walkthrough of the most simplest basic strategy to launch your very first product and or service online? This is going to be for the person that is tired of working the 9 to 5 job. They want to have full control over their life, over their time, and who they spend it with. This is also for the, maybe you're a stay-at-home parent, mostly stay-at-home moms. You're trying to build something on the side to bring in some extra income to help the family out, but you don't want to go work a 40-hour work week or a 20-hour work week standing behind a cash register or whatever you're skilled to do. You want to be able to stay home, spend time with your kids, spend time taking care of the household, the family, supporting your husband in a different way. This can work for you, right? There's so many other people that this can work for. If you're an expert in a topic, if you've been paid, I like to use this as an example. I have a neighbor that is a pilot, and he has a way to help the piloting industry, the company he works for, save at least $2 to $5 million on fuel cost based on making a few tweaks inside of their SOPs, their starting and stopping of engines on airplanes. He's figured it out. We're working and developing his pitch to these companies as a consultant to come in and help these companies save millions of dollars a year on fuel cost. But it starts here. How do we start it? What's the direction? And I always get these questions all the time. Matthew, this is what I want to sell. I want to sell this. This is what I want to sell. And let's just say it's easy to set up for fitness, because the progression of a person in fitness is they started off by losing weight themselves, going through the headaches of watching tons of videos, maybe even getting and purchasing some training equipment or fitness programs from someone else, and they've learned how to do it themselves, and now they want to go inspire others and help others get into shape. Moms, dads, whatever it may be, right? Fitness industry is massive, so if that's you, this will be a great example for you to consider. Helping yourself do something first is your first case study. And then the natural progression is folks want to then go and teach that and help others and share that knowledge for a return in kind, a transition, a handoff of goods and services. So you pay me a currency, I give you a result, right? Health and fitness, that's what coachings do. That's what coaches do in the fitness space. You pay them money to help you get into shape. What they do in between is far and few between how they set up their programs, but the ultimate goal is the ultimate result. So you have to keep that in mind when you're considering what it is you are trying to launch. So the questions I always get is, well, I want to sell this, and or what do I sell? I don't know what to sell. Perfect. Start with your personal self. What can you help someone do? I have another neighbor. She is a stay-at-home mom, and she does crocheting. She does a lot of sewing and very premium fabrics and dresses for her own kids. She could launch a product line and or helping other mothers learn the skill of sewing at home, because it's a lost skill. She knows how to do it. But it's not teaching them the skill that's important. It's what comes after it. What's the byproduct of someone learning how to become a very, very crafted person that knows how to use. And again, I don't even know what some of the stuff is called, so let me know in the chat down below, right? It's like a sewing machine. Like, what is that? Well, she now gets to save on fabrics. They get to save money because she's making her own clothes for her own daughters, her own kids. And then if she really wanted to, right, that allows her to do multiple things for the family, ultimately saving them money. So I would look at If my wife were to learn how to do this skill set and I bought her all the fabrics she needed at a discounted price, at a bulk pricing, and we were able to make our own clothes internally, if I looked at my overall expenses throughout the year on clothes that I buy, the materials I buy for myself, the materials I buy for my wife, for my kids, I probably spend anywhere north of $5,000 to $10,000 a year on clothes between the whole family. If I can cut that cost down by 5K, half, and I only have to spend 5,000 in materials and I get the same products for my family, which is shirts and shorts and hats and socks and all that cool stuff, then that would be the result, one end result, especially a monetary one, for that product and that service for her to create her program around. Teaching women how to sew so they can save 50% on all of their clothing costs or needs for an entire year. That's just one result that some people may be looking for. Another result could be is like just having fun making and creating and being creative and seeing the joy on your kids or your husband's face when they get their new shirt or their new hat or their new pair of shorts, whatever it is. That could be the end result they're looking for. But the takeaway you have to ask yourself, what is the end result I'm going to help someone do? We don't know who that someone is yet. We don't know who we're going to target yet. So, what is the end result? That is the first place we need to start. And I can't spell, folks. I'm really bad at spelling. So, bear with me as we draw this out. What is the end result? Take a few minutes, pause the video, ask yourself, what am I going to help someone achieve and or do? Let's say you've learned how to build your own business, your own marketing business. And while you guys are writing down your answers, how did I get into the game? I launched my own junior golf program out of San Diego, California, back in 2016, 17. In the process of doing that, I had to figure out how to market my business, which is junior golf camps. And where did I start? Well, yes, you have people coming into the course where I was at teaching, and you have to start by creating signages and put them around the golf course and the pro shop, and you have to ask permission. And if you have other golf coaches there that are more senior than you have to make sure they get first dibs before you get first dibs, especially if it's people walking through the main pro shop, right? The main foot traffic. Well, if you're new, like I was going into that industry, I had to think outside the box. So I leveraged Instagram, DMs, and geolocation hashtags. And I would sit there while I had no lessons lined up on Instagram with my fingers, looking at hashtags for the local surrounding areas for parents with kids, other camps, anything that I could do to leverage where is the attention of the person that's going to purchase my weekly and monthly golf junior programs. Parents. So where do I go? Where do the parents go? Where's their attention? Instagram was the first place I went, and I built that over time. And I would send a DM, give them a free demonstration, and I'd bring them out. But the ultimate result that I was getting, their parents, was a place for their kids to learn, grow, get outside. They get some free time away from not having to watch their kids for a couple hours. Their kids get exposed to a sport that potentially, if they like it, can turn it into a way to be able to go to college for free, because there's so many unused golf college scholarships not being used. There was a list of things that a parent would say, yes, I want to sign my kid up for this golf program. So that's what I did. So what's the end result? That's where we start. From there, we get to understand who we're going to go after. Who are we going to go after? Once you understand the end result, you can figure out who you want to go to. So using the example that I just mentioned, right, is I'm going to help kids. They're going to have fun outside. What else? What else did I mention? Right? They have a chance, an opportunity for college scholarships. What else? Right? Parents, the results for the parents are they get some free time to do what? Go to the store, just relax, whatever it is. So there's quite a few things that the parents were looking at when they purchased my monthly, 2 times a week group coaching junior golf program for juniors. When I realized who that was, I knew I needed to go to parents. Parents were going to be the first fit. That's who I'm going to target. And parents of kids that were anywhere from 6 to 15. That was my age range. All right. That was my age range. So once I figured out what I wanted to do, what was the end result, I was able to then map backwards who I needed to speak to. And once I figured out who I needed to speak to, where do I find them? This is very simple and easy stuff, folks. The first few minutes here, it's going to be very, very simple and easy. But if you've ever overthought anything, if you had anything going over your head in business, regardless if you're doing it online, digital space, wherever, this still applies. Start with the end result. Just put that here. Start here. Don't start with the who. Don't start with the where. Start with the end result. Because at the end of the day, if anyone is going to do business with you, they have to do it with you and figure out what the end of the results are. 1 second. All right. I got my kids running in here. It's going to happen. Not cutting it out at all. So, with that being said, where do you start is always step number one. Where do you start? Always. And remember, this is before you figure out your domain. This is before you figure out what your brand colors are going to be, your logos, all. Just forget about all that. Push it off to the side. None of that matters right now. All the experts and the gurus are going to tell you to go grab your domain, figure out your logos. We're not even close to being there yet. So, step number one, start with the end result. Who can I help do that? Which is one person, right? Step two is who. And then step three is where. Then we move into step four, how, right? Where and then how. But let's go over where. Where are these folks at? Where did I find them? I find them on Instagram. Are there other places that they live that I could find them? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Facebook? Are they on YouTube? Absolutely. But guess what? Instagram is where they live. That's where they spend all their time. Maybe even TikTok nowadays. But I'm going to focus all my time on Instagram, finding these parents. And I'm going to do it using hashtags primarily. And I'm going to use the hashtags of the keywords of the parents. What are the parents doing? What are they looking at? And for a lot of times they're going to look for summer camps in general, right? We got the power of ChatGPT now. I can literally plug this into ChatGPT and say, "Hey, I'm looking for parents that want to put their kids into some sort of sports camp. I run a junior golf program. Here are the results that I give the kids and or the parents. What are some of the top keywords and hashtags to help me find parents on Instagram?" I'm not an expert prompt writer, but that's going to get me going. I'm already half the battle in. So what I'd like each of you to do is down below while we go through this and we get into the how, right? The how starts to cross the threshold of how are you going to fulfill your service? How are you going to actually help these folks? Is this an in-person where you got to show up to the studio, show up to the golf course? Is it going to be online, virtual, in a digital setting, right? Digital is much easier because you can do it just like this. Zoom, anyone can do it in the world. You can be anywhere. In person can still be done. But like I mentioned, this is for all businesses. You got to start with the end result. Who are you going to serve first? Very, very important. Who are you going to serve first? Then you go deep on one avatar first till you build a successful, repeatable 6-figure plus business where you know where everything is working. Then you branch out and build another vertical, and then you go wide. You go to the different avatars, different customers. A lot of you are trying to serve everybody at once, and that's a huge no-no. I'm going to say that again. Grab a pen and paper real quickly because I need you to write this down. Most of you are trying to figure out how to help everybody instead of figuring out how to help the one person. And what that does is when you try to serve everyone, you absolutely serve no one. And here's why. Because when you go to create your marketing language, when you go to try to attract the persons you're looking to work with, your message is all over the place. Think of all the great brands, all the great businesses that are out there. They all started with one particular person that they helped with. I like to use my buddy Alex Shamozy because where he is at now is not where he started when who he served. When he originally launched, he went to launch and help himself and help people lose weight. Then he realized he's so good at that, he can help other gym owners increase their memberships. And he just went all in for 2 to 3 years, if not longer, scaling that model for gym owners called Gym Launch. That business is still around. He sold off his partnership or his equity share. He doesn't own it anymore. But that's all he did. And it allowed him to get to a place where he's at now, where he has acquisition.com. He's got a lot of great things going on. I mean, if you're not watching his free training over there, that's why I tell people, don't buy another training course. Do not buy any of my digital courses. Do not come to any of my offers, which I have literally only one offer. We'll talk about that at the end because I'm not here to sell you anything. I really am not. I don't want to sell you anything here. If there's anything that I will sell you, it's going to be you getting ultimate clarity and confidence on what the hell it is you're doing in entrepreneurship and launching your business. And that's clarity and confidence. That's what I'm selling here. But if you want to know more about that, look in the description down below. But I'm not going to sit here with any kind of in-ad roles and telling you where to go. Just look at the description down below. I've only got one offer. Check it out. If you want to join it, great. If not, no big deal. I want to make sure this information gets out to the masses. So the more you like, comment, and share this video, the more people can break free from the habitual buying another digital course. It's not another resource. It's not another sales script. It's not another fake funnel template you're going to buy off of someone. You can have all the funnel templates in the world. It's not the template. It's this right here. Period. All the other experts out there are going to hate me for saying this, but their fancy funnel and script techniques is not what's going to change your outcome in your business and what you're doing right now. Yes, if you're starting off fresh and you have no clue about any of the stuff I'm talking about right now, then yeah, maybe you should go through some sort of basic beginner level marketing course, digital marketing course, or how to start a business course. Absolutely. But you can find those out there for like $5. I have one for $5. It teaches you all the ins and outs of the basics. This is one step next. And I actually encourage folks, even if you're thinking about it, even if you're considering to launching something, you should still know this here on the screen before you even pull the trigger to purchase any coaching or digital marketing course. Now, I do have a bone to pick with my coaches out there, all the people that do run a coaching business and the prices that they charge and the fulfillment that comes with it. That's why I created what I created, and what I'm doing now is I'm giving it all away for free. And in terms of this, the training, I'm not selling you a digital product. I'm not selling you another course. You can find it all here on my YouTube channel. So subscribe, check out any of the playlists. I will try to categorize my topics and what we talk about to a degree. But just like Alex Shamozy did, you can go straight to Alex Shamozy's acquisition.com/, I think it's school. Let me look it up for you, team, just so I can recall. And I'll put it in the description down below too. Acquisition.com/leads. I think it's called leads. Acquisition.com/leads. And I think, nope, that's not it. Let's go to acquisition.com. Oh my God, I can't spell, team. There it is, acquisition.com/training. Either way, I'll put the link down below. You don't have to, I'm doing all the work for you right now. Perfect. Yeah, so you have all this free advanced training. Let's stop this share real quick. I'm going to show you guys what you guys have access to right now. If you take anything away from today's video, go here. Acquisition.com. Ridiculous. You have your scaling course, your $100 million offers, your $100 million lead course. You have a scaling workshop. All of this is free, especially these three. This one's a workshop. I'm not going to sit here and recreate and or try to sell you what's been told in these books because that's all that I'm talking about. 90% of the stuff that I'm trying to help you all get clarity with today is from some of these books. Mark this down for future reference. If $100 million offers and $100 million leads is not considered one of the go-to books series from Alex Hormozy as literature for being a certified in your business and being able to help others, this I'm telling you right now, these will be the fundamental foundational trainings every person that needs to go through before they launch a business, or if they're currently in business and they're trying to get better. Mark my words. That's going to be it. But go there. Don't buy another course. Please don't buy another course. I implore you. If you already have a course, review what's in there. If you need help executing on the course, then come talk to me. It's all about execution, which we're going to get to now, which is the how. All right, team. I like to call everybody team. It's what I do. It's weird, but so where do I find them? Instagram. So what's the how? Is this going to be a virtual fulfillment? Is this going to be in person? Come on. That's pretty much it. It's virtual or in person. You're either doing it virtually, digitally, like we're doing it now, or you're doing it in person and you have a brick and mortar, or you're renting out a space, or you're meeting at a local meetup, whatever it may be. But it's these 4 steps that you have to get crystal clear on before you even move on to the next stage of which we're going to break down. Like I said, strap in. We're going to be here for a while. That's my goal. This is going to be the complete place for you to first know exactly where to start, how to fulfill, what does it look like, and then how do you land and get your first 5 to 10K month. And it can be in a multiple different ways. If you're liking the training video so far, if you like what I'm saying, go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. I will be doing more lives and more trainings around this, but ultimately, this should be the last thing that I ever have to create for you all because I want to drive you to all the other great creators, all the great teachers that are out there, specifically Alex Hormozy. And ultimately, if you want help plugging this in, I encourage you, again, to check out all the cool stuff in the description down below. I'm not here to I'm not jumping on any sales calls with you. I've built something that has little to no friction and it's so affordable, it's so dirt cheap that you'd be stupid to say no to. Just like Alex Hormozy says, I've created something that's changing how coaching in the industry should be done, but there's a difference between should and what's actually going down. And for those of you out there that have spent 15, 20, $30,000 on coaching programs and they just never delivered, never really helped you get results, it's because they sold you the digital products and a false sense of success when their coaches haven't even been able to get results for themselves. And so at the end of the day, support needs to be delivered in a way that helps you get clear, confident direction and what are your next steps. So when we look at this first example, mine were in person because mine had to be in person. Golf lessons for juniors, and it was a camp. We do a lot of things there, but it was in person. But let's say you don't want to build something in person. Let's say you don't want to do human interactions with fitness coaching or going to brick and mortar businesses and helping in-person businesses. You can do that, certainly, especially if you're trying to get your first client, you want to get some experience under your belt, absolutely. But the best place to start, remember, as I mentioned before, this is going to be the quickest way for you to launch and scale and get your first customer as quickly as possible. Okay, so it's going to be virtual. We're going to go with virtual. All right, so real quickly, for a quick recap, this is where every person needs to start if you ever decide to start a business. 1, you need to know what you're going to help them solve. And there's a mirror of things that you can help people solve. Weight loss, stress, fatigue. That's just the B2C side, right? Helping consumers, freeing up their time, better relationships, finding a mate. Weight loss, I mentioned that already, right? Put on muscle, right? Maybe they want to get stronger, get them gains. Then you have, well, I want to help people, I want to help businesses hire better. I want to help businesses. Uh-oh, I think my Yeti may have jumped off. Hopefully it's fixed now. You can help businesses have better leadership, better morale. But when you go to B2B markets, how can you tie better leadership and better morale to an intangible result? Because I'll tell you this, if that helping them solve better leadership in a company, if you can't directly tie how that is going to adjust their bottom line at the end of the day, they're always going to say, no, why are we buying this? Why are we bringing this guy in to help us improve our leadership? Like, how is it going to adjust my bottom line to take home? Clear and simple. If you're working to help B2B folks, they are going to want to see a tangible result, ROI, from what it is that they are purchasing. If you're helping them drive leads, those leads better produce some money. If they don't produce money, they're going to cut you off real quick. And they're going to stop doing business with folks that I can actually help them bring qualified leads that actually turn into customers. Now, it's a different story when you bring them leads and they don't know how to convert. That's a totally different story. Who's accountable? Who should be in charge of that? But that just means there's a gap in their process that needs more support and help with. And that's obviously another topic we could go down around how you partner with, let's say, people who know to actually help do sales. You partner with them to bring them in as part of your package and your service and say, hey, not only will I bring you X amount of leads per month, I have a team that will help you sell and convert those leads into actual tangible dollars. But first, let's find out if you even have that problem. What are you currently converting at now? So that's a whole nother sales process we'll talk about. Okay. What are you going to help them do? Who are you going to go after first? Where can you find them? Where do they spend all their time? Where are you going to track them down? I've heard of folks doing conferences and they go and network at conferences and they get 50 to 100 new connections and they build it in person. They take it to a phone call and they get their first clients that way. Where are they? Where do they live? And then how are you going to fulfill? So those are the first 4 questions you need to answer before we go any further. So before you continue through this video, before you even try to launch a business, you need to get crystal clear on these first 4 questions. And what I'd like you all to do, if you've stuck around this long, one, thank you so much for being here. Drop your answers down below. I want to see a list. And what I'll also do is if you drop your answer down below and you head over to Instagram at the real Matthew Lopez, send me a DM, either screenshot it or send me your answers as well over there. I'll personally send you a response video giving you some insights and clarity around potentially what your answers are, because I do have some knowledge around what is going to hit home first. That's important, which we're going to talk about next. We're going to dive really deep, but what is hot? And I don't know if I can draw the fire emoji well. What is hot? What is so flaming hot right now in all the markets for you to solve a problem, the solution to the problems that are out there? What is hot? Super, super important. Okay. And I'll tell you whether or not you're on hot, medium, or cold, and then we can go from there. Now, while you're taking some time, we're going to shift over. I'm going to grab a sip myself. And we're going to talk about a few other things that you need to get this thing rolling. Very, very simple. Do not overcomplicate this. I will repeat myself again. This is very, very simple. Do not overcomplicate this. I've worked with over 700 clients, and the clients that move with speed, launch with imperfections, are far more successful than the ones that are constantly trying to be perfect before they launch. So if that's you right now, if you're somebody who's like, oh, I'm a procrastinator, or I'm a perfectionist, and I really need this to be perfect before I launch, you need to pause the video, go cold plunge or something real quickly, and tell yourself that if you are going to be successful in the online space or in the business ventures of entrepreneurship, you cannot be a perfectionist. No one else is going to tell you this. I'm going to turn you away right now. If you are a perfectionist, I don't even know what the definition is, but if you are a perfectionist and you can't find yourself to release something into the world, like think of this team, folks that are watching. I used to be a perfectionist. And to a degree, I still am. But for certain micro things, not the overall scheme of things. And what I mean by that is I take pride in my digital setup, my production value. I do take pride in that. But if I really ask myself, am I in the best in terms of the whiteboard I'm using, the background drop that I have? Is it the best? No, it's a mess. I've got stuff falling over the ground. I don't even have my lights turned on. I've got one light that actually works. The other three are dead and they're charging. I have a pretty good camera, but it's most importantly is the audio and the whiteboard and the information I'm giving you. I told myself today after I went to the gym, sat in a sauna for 20 minutes, I told myself, let's just go ahead and launch the growth launch 2025. The in depth, all you have, a la carte right here. No more ands, ifs, or buts. Because I too am just like you, a perfectionist. You can ask my buddy Jimmy, who I was on a 2 hour call with consulting. He won one of my coaching packages for the year from one of the giveaways I gave in my community. And I had a beauty mark, like a pimple right here for like a week and a half. And I even told him on our coaching call because he asked me, like, hey, where's your video at? Why hasn't launched yet? And I'm glad he's holding me accountable because I want everybody to hold each other accountable, especially in the game of entrepreneurship. We need each other to have each other's back and to push and strive each other to move forward. And I made a silly remark. Oh, I shaved my beard. I don't look as my brand isn't on, and I got this pimple. Now, the beard part I can see as a valid point for myself because the beard and the hat has really been my identity for the last 8 years. And I shaved it a couple weeks ago because I made a mistake, and I could like my brand is tied around my beard and my hair and my hat. Like that's my brand. But the pimple, what like who cares? You guys can't even probably see it right now the way that I'm sharing the screen. It's stupid. So don't be stupid. So I'm trying to tell you folks out here. And if you're offended by me calling you stupid, then you definitely don't belong here because in this game of entrepreneurship, you're going to be called a lot more than stupid. I tell you that real quick. And you might even call yourself a lot of different crazier names because I know I have. And that's the truth. That's what the experts need to be telling you. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to tell you that if you're a perfectionist and you can't break free of launching something, even if it's imperfect, then you will not succeed in this game. Period. And that's the truth. So, if you're not a perfectionist, which is great, then you're in a good spot because now we're going to get into the good stuff. We're going to talk about what it is for you to land your first and your next client. How can we get to your first 5K, 10K month? Very, very simple, very, very easy. You've heard of this strategy all over the place. It's a 4-step funnel. There's a lot that goes into it, and it's not going to be fast, but the more energy and effort you can put towards it, you are absolutely going to be able to get your first client within 30 days if done properly. Again, this will be very, very important for each of you to ask yourselves how much time per day can you spend towards this? Are you willing to take rejection? Are you willing to make mistakes and launch this without it being perfect? And are you willing to build skills needed to make a sale? If you're not willing to do those, you got to go too. There's nothing wrong with keeping your 9 to 5 job and working within a system and working within a company that has set standards and SOPs and executions. And all you have to do is be a robot for the most part. But if you don't want that life, that's what this video is supposed to help you understand. But I want you to be absolutely clear that this is not easy. Don't get confused with the terminology that is out there. This is not easy. If entrepreneurship and building a business was easy, everybody would be freaking doing it and everybody would be rich or have tons of money coming in. And it's not. There's a reason why you just can't copy and paste a Russell Brunson funnel and automatically have millions of dollars in your system or in your bank account. It's because it's not easy. It is freaking hard. This life is hard. The path you're going down is hard. And I'm telling you now, if you're not willing to sacrifice birthdays, holidays, going out on vacations, all kinds of stuff, sacrifice. If you're not willing to sacrifice some of these things, go ahead and just turn the computer off, go over and watch some fun, entertaining influencer that's going to drop balloons on someone's head for fun, or whatever they're doing for your entertainment, whatever gets you going, go do that, because this isn't the space you need to be in. And this is going to be real talk across the board. I don't care who you are. I don't care how offended you get, because I hope my offending you today prevents you and helps you succeed in the future. All right. Road path to first client. Okay. This is going to be your path to your first client. All right. Once you've figured out this, right? This needs to be done in the overall grand scheme of things. That needs to be done first. If you're already past that, you figure that out, you're super clear, you know exactly what you're going to solve for, what the result's going to be, you know exactly who you're going to talk to first and who you're going to help serve, you know where you're going to find them, where you're going to interact with them, and how you're going to fulfill. That's all you need to know. Boom, you got that figured out. All right, we're going to go into what this would be is considered number 2. Okay, part 2. Path to your first client. Well, knowing where they're at is very important, because knowing where they're at is going to help you figure out where we're going to go. So we're going to go on the Instagram. Very, very simple, folks. And I'm telling you right now, this is tried and true. And every other expert out there will tell you this is a strategy that works the best first. Then you build other different funnels, webinar funnels, sales funnels, low ticket products, blah, 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 blah. There's so many other different funnels and strategies that work. But if you're just now starting out and you're just launching something, you don't want to do any of that. Don't overcomplicate it. You're going to go on Instagram. You're going to send 100 DMs a day. That is correct. I said 100 DMs a day. And that 100 DMs is going to look like this. The first DM you want to send them is going to be personable. What does it take to be personable? You may have to look at their account. Now, how do you send 100 DMs a day? Where do I find them? Through hashtags, through other influencers. Go look at your top 5 to 10 influencers. Come on, right? Here we go. Come on, come on. Go to look at your top 5 to 10 influencers that your customer is going to be following. Go onto their accounts and look at their comments. Comments of recent posts. Why? Can anybody tell me in the chat, in the comments? Why would you want to go to your top 5 influencers and look at the comments? Can anybody tell me in the comments down below? The reason why is because those people are active. They're on the platform. When you see a comment on most recent posts, that tells me that person is actively using Instagram. When I go look at that comment, there's a few things I can do. I can like that comment. I can reply to the comment, but I don't even want you to do that right now. I want you to go look at that person's profile. Quickly, in under 2 seconds, make a snap decision. Is this somebody that I can help? Is this somebody that I can help? So if you're in the B2B, if you're in the B2C space or the B2B space, how can you determine real quickly whether or not they're someone you can help? Well, if they're in the B2C space and you're helping people lose weight, do they look overweight? If you're only going to help women, are they women? Is it a girl? If you're going to help both men and women, then you're okay. You can look at either both men and women profiles. Once you figure that out, is their profile private or unlocked? Huge. If their profile is private, move on. If their profile is public, now you have something to work with to go into the DMs and send a personalized message. Now, this personalized message does not need, like, you have to have zero ounce of sales, copy, whatever. And it cannot be a generic. It needs to be personable. So if they have a dog or a cat or a Jeep, or they just got back from a flight from Egypt, maybe they just spent time with their family, whatever it is, find something to leave a thoughtful, personable, direct message. If you want to take it one step further, leave a voice message. You want to take it one step further than that, leave a video message. Now, here's what I get all the time. Matthew, that's going to take me forever. In the beginning, yeah, absolutely. In the beginning, this will take you forever. But guess what? You have two things to execute this. You have two things. You either have time or money. Now, you can have both. And if you have both, what are you doing here? I'm going to be real. If you got both time and a bunch of money, what are you doing here? If you're just here for fun to show support, I love it. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Love to hang out with you, get some lunch, right? But you either have time or money. And most of you here don't have the money. Most of you here do not have the money. That's why you're here. But you do have the time. So that means any ounce of waking moment you have needs to be put towards this business. That's why I said sacrifice is going to be huge. So if you send 100 personalized messages a day, I can guarantee you will get a client in the next 30 days, because you will, again, 130 days is how many messages is that? It's 3,000 personalized messages to 3,000 different people. This is a great parameter of success in entrepreneurship and business. If you send personalized messages to 3,000 people in 30 days and you get 0 customers to work with you, just go ahead and grab your entrepreneurship badge. You probably haven't even earned it yet. Just don't even, just close it all up. Go back to your day job. Go back to mowing lawns, accounting, filling out spreadsheets, serving McDonald's, whatever it is you're doing. And I may offend some of you right now, but I hope I do, because that's what it's going to take. And if you can't do that in the first 30 days and you're not learning why that's a problem, and you're not trying to get better at why you can't, like, because it's more than just messaging. There's a lot that goes with it. Entrepreneurship's not for you. I've worked with 700 clients, and I know firsthand there are clients that I've worked with in the past that should not have been clients. They should not have tried to launch a business. It's not in their personality, their work ethic, everything, the traits they need as a personality just do not align. That's you. That's okay. Here's the thing. That's okay. I'm not trying to offend anybody if you got to go back to your 9-to-5 job, but that's what it's going to take if you want to get away from that. And if we can't build a skill and spend the time and energy and focus needed and the sacrifice needed to get your first sale, that is a barometer to tell you whether or not you are actually going to be good at this. That's it. Okay. So if I hurt some of your feelings and some of you just exited out of here, I hope it was for the best, because one, I can save you a lot of headache, time, and energy, and I can help save you a lot on your bank account, because some of you out there have probably dropped 10, 20, if not $30,000 or more on coaching programs trying to launch your own business, and you keep failing. And yes, maybe it is those programs, but in most cases it's not. It's you. And no one's going to tell you that. But here's the thing. If you ever get on my call, which I don't have a high ticket program, so we're never going to get on a call for like a sales call or an enrollment call. But if I were ever to do an enrollment call for a high ticket program, I would tell you, I'm not taking your money, because you're not a good fit. You're not good. You're not cut out for this, because I would figure that out beforehand. Because all the strategies in the world is not going to help you break some of the things that are needed to actually be successful in entrepreneurship, building a business. But guess what? All the other experts and gurus out there aren't going to tell you that, and they're going to take your money, and you're going to have to try to fight, get that money back because you couldn't be successful. And I've seen it. Seen it all, folks. Okay. Path to first client. 100. My client lives on Instagram. I'm going to Instagram. I'm looking at my top 5, 10 influencers that my client is going to be following. If my client is trying to lose weight, I'm going to all the top fitness influencers. Especially if I'm a male, I'm going to go to the male influencers, because if they're following men influencers that do fitness and have programs, there's a good likelihood that they've already done all the heavy lifting and all the work to attract the people to their attention. Now I'm going to go steal and siphon that attention by sending personalized DMs to that person's followers and audience. Once I send personalized DMs, I'm going to start asking questions. Okay. So the next step here, and I shouldn't have drawn a box because this is going to be a big box, right? From here, once you send personalized DMs a day, we need to ask questions. And there's hundreds of questions you can ask. But we want to build rapport first. That's the first thing we want to do. Build rapport. And that starts by having a very good personalized message. Where can that take you? If they respond, especially if they respond, that's what we're trying to get here. We're trying to get a response. Of the 100 DMs you send, you need about 25 people to respond. That's 25%. That's your goal. 25% response rate. If you get 25 people to respond, whether it's an emoji, whether they say, "Oh, that's so kind of you to say," or, "Oh yeah, you too, my dude," right? Whatever it is, boom, you got their attention. This is a human being with a heartbeat that's looking for something. They don't know it yet, but let's find out. Because at the end of the day, if we can get 25 people, you get 2 people on a phone, 3 or 4 people on a phone call, one person says yes, and you're selling them a high ticket program. And again, I should have mentioned that this is for a high ticket program. $2,000 to $5,000 programs. That's how you get to your first client or your first 5K month. Fast. Remember, there's multiple strategies out there. We can teach all that stuff. If your personality is try to sell something long-term, low ticket, and you don't want to do sales calls, that's a different strategy we talk about on a different day. Leave that as a comment down below. I'd be more than happy to walk through that as well, but it's built differently. And what you learn in this strategy here, helps you be as successful as possible in all the other following strategies. When you scale your business and you start building out different facets, different gears of your business. Again, none of the experts are going to tell you that. The expert that's saying, "Oh, build this evergreen webinar and never sell anything before, like never get on a phone call." Yeah, great. It's all great, but it's going to take you 6 months to build it. And then if you don't have any other results beforehand, people aren't going to buy it because you don't know how to actually convert people and sell and with your sales copy on your pages and or in your emails. Then you don't know how to analyze the data, the KPIs. Oh, I took all the email templates they gave me and I just changed their name and my name, their offer and my offer. Why aren't people signing up? Doesn't work that way. And you learn it here when you're building it from this foundational start. You build it, you learn it here, then you expand and build on it from there. There's a lot of people out there ain't going to tell you that. And there's some people out there that'll say, "Well, I did it." And I'll ask, "How long did it take you?" And they say, "Oh, like 2 years." Okay. So if you're willing to sacrifice 2 years of your life to finally build something that can generate you 5 to 10K a month, I'm a Phil Mickelson it. Thumbs up. But if you're trying to get to 5 to 10K months fast, that's not the right strategy. This is. Because remember, you can do this in 30 days, if not faster. Depends on how much time you put into it. If you put in at least minimum, I think you need a minimum 3 hours a day, to be honest with you. If you don't have 3 hours a day to put towards this, it's going to be very hard to do it in your first 30 days. It can still be done, but you got to be really, really on top of it. You get 25 responses. You ask questions. You're building rapport. Now, you don't want to come off and sound like weird when you ask these questions, right? You want to tie it back towards the first question or the first statement you made. And so let's say you send a personal message like this. Oh man, I love that hat. I'm a hat guy myself. And then I would actually end it with, what's your favorite style of hat? I'm a trucker hat, or I'm a mesh hat because I wear them backwards. See if they respond. And maybe you have a dialogue around certain hats for a couple questions, let's say two or three. Great. Then you lean into a transitional question, which is, hey man, love all the talk about hats, but as I was stalking your profile, getting to know you a little bit more, I noticed this. Are you are you looking to get any help in that area? How does it feel to be in that to be this way, right? How can we tie in that transitional question? So we go build rapport, then we got transitional questions, right? And this is going to be hit or miss if you're going B2B or B2C. There is two different kinds of ways. But I do believe that in the B2B marketplace, some folks and some experts will tell you, hey, they're business owners, they don't care, they know you're marketing to them, no small talk, just get straight to the point. I think it's case by case basis, but I do believe you always lead with value. But yes, B2C, you want to build a little bit more rapport first, and then you go into a kind of a transitional question, especially if you're doing something like weight loss. Now, if you're doing something more around leads, business, traffic, helping customers with their revenue, clients, booked calls, whatever it is, lead out with something cool and funny about their profile, and then lead with value, which is give them something of value free. Do some free work for them in the beginning. Do an audit of their business. Build a strategy for them and share it with them. If you can show and prove that you can help them, actually help them, not try to hoodwink them like some of these agencies out there and some of these business coaches out there are doing, just help them at first. And then it'd be a no-brainer for them to sign on because you've proven that you can actually help them. That's my goal here today. My goal here today is I want to prove that I can bring you all clarity and confidence in exactly where to start and where to go first for free here on YouTube. Like and comment, subscribe, please. Right? If I don't say that, right? It's part of the strategy on YouTube. But I'm as real as it's going to be out there for folks. It's not going to be a high production video. It hasn't been up to this point and never will be to a large degree because I think it's all superficial. It's all smoke and mirrors. I'm an entrepreneur and I want people to be as real and clear with me as possible. And I don't care about all the fancy backgrounds. I want tangible results. I want direction. I want clarity. I want someone to get to the point and tell me exactly what I need to do next. And I can skip all the nonsense. There's a difference between understanding the strategy, learning it, going through digital courses and materials or books to understand it versus executing, getting the right direction and the exact next step you need to do. And that's what I'm here to do or hope to do if you decide to find out what's in the description down below. But I'm going to give it all away for free because it's already out there for free anyways. So next is build questions. Build rapport, transitional questions, free value. Provide value for free, whatever that is. Maybe you're someone, and I get this all the time now. Maybe you're someone who's trying to help people with their thumbnail titles. You're an editor. You're trying to get some customers. That it starts here. What are you solving? Helping people increase their thumbnails attractiveness so people can land on their YouTube videos, which yields more traffic, more searchability, more traffic, which yields at some point possibly more customers. That would be the result. Who would I go after? My YouTube creators. Where do they live? Instagram and YouTube. Most YouTube people have Instagram accounts. Find them there. Send them a DM. Leave a comment on one of their videos. How are you going to solve it? How are you going to fulfill? Virtual. It's all virtual, right? Same thing applies. Send 100 DMs. In this case, you don't have to really go to 5 to 10 influencers. You could just go find them on YouTube, find lower creators that have a lower video count, maybe not a high, like maybe anywhere from 500 to 1,000 plus subscribers would be the minimum. Find their Instagram, leave a comment, start pitching your services, build rapport, find value. Maybe create a couple thumbnails for free for them and send them a DM. They'd be like, dang, these are fire. How much per thumbnail? They're going to get straight to the point. I had a guy reach out to me. I'm paying, I think, $10 a thumbnail right now, redoing all my thumbnails. 100, doing 10 at a time, $100. Gets me 10 thumbnails, nice and edited, and it saves me time. It's worth $100 for me. This works for everybody, but free value. Now, once you've offered free value, there's a few ways you can pivot from this, especially if you're selling a 2 to 5K program, right? Let's not worry about fulfillment just yet. Remember, we haven't even touched fulfillment. You don't need to worry about fulfillment. Keep it easy. If you can't sell this, who cares about fulfillment? And your first cohort of customers are going to be your case studies. They are naturally going to come in at a lower price than what you're actually going to solve this for. So you can make sure you clean up all the fine tune your fulfillment. So if you're asking yourself that, well, what, like, I don't want to sell something if I don't have the full built out product already and the service already. Well, that's a lot of people get stuck at too. A lot of people get stuck doing that. They get stuck not launching anything or even getting started because they're like, I don't have the app. I don't have the training programs built out. I don't have anything. Well, if you can't sell it, it doesn't matter. Because I've seen people go spend 2 years building stuff and then they don't know how to sell. And now they have all this great stuff that they can't even sell because they haven't figured out how to sell it, or they're going to the wrong market and they targeted the wrong person, the wrong solution. I've seen it. And that's 2 years of wasted time. Do this first. Got to sell it first. So once you've brought free value, then you're going to make a nice simple offer and a pitch. You're going to make the offer to jump on a call. That call can be a Zoom call, so you can walk them through more stuff. And that Zoom call is going to be one part. Come on, app, work for me. One part value and audit. Some people like to call it discovery. One part offer and sales. That means the first 15, 20 minutes, you're going to provide clarity and audit what it is they're doing, their business, their fitness regimen, what they're doing, what they're not doing, what they've tried before, whatever that is. Second part is when you say, hey, thank you so much for sharing. Totally see kind of where the gaps are in your strategy and what it is you're doing. I can totally see why you're struggling to get to this weight goal that you said, that you mentioned it earlier, right? There's a whole strategy around how to do these type calls. Then you're going to transition into, I think you'd be a great person to work with. I absolutely 100% without a shadow of a doubt can help you get this result. Would you be open for me to kind of break down what does that look like for you and how I can actually help you do that? Perfect. Boom. Now we're transitioning into a sales call. Again, got to learn a lot of sales techniques, got to learn a lot of questions and how to ask them properly on the call. We're not going to go over that today. Just talking about what's the path. When you get to this mark, you're going to experience 15 to 20 sales calls that are in 30 to 45 minutes in length first before you probably get your first sale, unless you're just a natural killer on the phone. Now, can you be better prepared? Can you take other training courses and sales courses and get access to other scripts and things that can help you build the skills, the confidence needed to make the sale earlier than 15 or 20 calls? Yes. But after working with 700 clients and a majority of them do not know how to do this right here, they struggle for the first 15 to 20 sales calls, even if they have the most qualified people that could be their customer. They don't enroll them. They fail in enrolling them because they don't understand exactly how to conduct and enroll and do high ticket sales over the phone. But I'm here to tell you that's okay, because I guarantee you, after you start doing about 10 or 11 of these, you're going to start figuring out, hey, what's going on? Let me go listen to my recordings. Let me go find some other training out there. How can I get better at this? And there are folks out there that can teach you that stuff. And there's books out there that can help you. But then you have to put it into practice, which is you need to send DMs, provide value, free content, and jump on a call. You do, I guarantee you do that 20 times. You are going to build a great skill, and you are going to be able to enroll your first 2 to 5K client. Now, my handwriting sucks, but that's literally step 2. Again, folks, not here to be high production, just here to provide clarity and confidence for you all. Then step 3, we'll come down here, right? Out of all this is actual fulfillment. What does my program look like? How do I fulfill, right? So just a quick recap. Got to get clear on these first 4 steps, these micro steps first, and step 1. You got to get clear on what the result's going to be, that you're going to bring someone who's the first set of people you're going to help. Where do they live? How am I going to get their attention? Where am I going to interact with these folks? And how am I going to fulfill? Am I going to do it in person or virtual? Then step number 2, with this really, really ugly handwriting, is path to first client. We're going to go to where they live. We're going to send them DMs, building rapport, make a connection, transition into where you see that they're struggling. You're the expert, remember? Kind of notice your thumbnails look like garbage. Kind of notice you got a kind of little chub there. Hey, respectfully, I don't want this to come off weird, but I see that you're kind of active, but you know, it looks like you're trying to look like get into shape. Is that what you're trying to do? Or is this just kind of like you're just letting it go? Here's my exact 10-step program. I want to give it to you absolutely for free. It's a Google document with some training videos. I hope it provides some value. I work with a lot of dads that just kind of lose their way when it comes to their health and fitness. They want to get better, but they just don't have the time, energy, or an effort. So I went ahead and built all this absolutely for free, and I just want to give it to you right now. Where can I send it? Or actually, here's the Google Drive. Or here's the Google Doc that has the images and the videos all attached to it. Free value. Oh my God, this is amazing. Cool. Hey, did you get a chance to watch all that? Absolutely. You have any questions? Yeah, I got some questions. Great. Let's jump on a call. Once you get them to the call, provide value, audit what they're doing, make a quick transition. And if you can make the sell there, make the sell. If not, work can be done. You can follow up with them. We get them back on track, right? Then we go into fulfillment. Okay. So I want to redo this. Oh, let me make this smaller just because I know I can. All right. So number 3, fulfillment. All right. If you're liking the video so far, if you've made it this far into it, 1, thank you so much. I know I've ranted and sidebarred a little bit, but only to provide you all clarity and confidence along the way. Leave a comment down below. Your biggest takeaway so far. If you're new here, thank you so much for being here. My goal for this video is to just provide ultimate clarity and confidence for everybody out there in entrepreneurship trying to start a business, whether it's in person or virtual. Cut through all the noise, get some clarity around the small micro steps needed to start and get your clients fast, but ultimately get rid of all the guru BS that's out there. All the strange funnels, all the thises and all the that's. And my goal with this video that'll live here on YouTube forever, is to be a place for all the new entrepreneurs coming in, trying to figure it out, but also I want to steer away the ones that they're not cut out for it. Look, I got two boys. I want both of them to play on the PGA Tour. The likelihood of both of that happening, it's very, very rare. Can it happen? Absolutely. If I give them the opportunity to, yes. But at some point, I have to ask myself, and they have to ask themselves as well, is this what they really want to do? Do they enjoy spending 10 hours on the golf range, hitting balls, practicing putts, understanding course layout, grass type, sun direction, wind, course conditions based on the weather, club, swing alignments? They have to ask themselves that. They've got the chops to do it, great. They want to do it even better. It's the same in entrepreneurship, folks. So if you made it this far and you're still kind of saying, I don't know if I want to do all this stuff, there's not another strategy. I mean, there is, but it's not going to be fast and you're going to give up. I've seen it. It irks my soul that I see people who try 6, 7, 8, 10 months, a year, can't figure it out, and then they ultimately give up and go back to doing their regular job. Nothing wrong with that. But if you want to succeed in building your own business, there's going to be a lot of things outside of just the strategy you're going to have to get right, which is sacrificing weekends, birthdays, time with your family, going all in, getting your first sale, watching countless YouTube videos or watching free training like Alex Hormozi's acquisition.com/training. That's literally the blueprint of building things. And even in there, he's got a couple strategies that I wouldn't do first that he does talk about, but they still make sense on there and they apply to all the other strategies. What I'm talking about here today can be applied to everything else in the growth of your business. Okay. So fulfillment, what does that look like? So now we're going to shift gears a little bit because marketing and sales up front, completely different than the how you're going to help them get these results. And we're going to do a quick breakthrough of creating your fulfillment program. Whatever it is you're doing, you're going to write out step by step exactly from the step the second they come in and work with you to the second they get their first result. What does that look like? What are they going to have to do? Step 1, they need to write down everything that's in their kitchen. If you're a fitness coach, that could be step 1. I want to ensure that you are set up for success. First thing we got to do is we got to audit your kitchen. What's in your damn kitchen? I want to get everything out of there that's just bad for you. Write a list. I want to see the whole list. That's your first homework assignment. That could be step 1. Step 2, throw all this stuff out. Replace it with these kind of foods. So you're giving them nutritional education, clearing out their food, getting rid of all the bad habits, the bad stuff that's in the house that's going to get them to maybe break a habit change. Teach them about how to do that and where to go if they're feeling like they need to go eat a Snickers bar, right? Like, don't do that. That's what you paid me for. Come talk to me first. That could be step 1. Step 2, what is that for you? We're going to work this out. Now, I've been teaching this for a very long time now, and it's a simple concept, and it's a 3x3 grid, and it's called the product roadmap or the customer journey. And typically the customer journey starts like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If my pen can work, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's going to be a 9-step journey. Whatever it is that you're creating, it will always be a 9-step journey. I don't care how long your list is or how short your list is. You can turn it into 9 steps. Maybe you go deeper. Let's say you only have 5 steps. You can go deeper and expand 1 or 2 of those steps into extra steps. Let's say you have 50 steps. Great. How do I categorize those? How do I put them into one particular step? Your folks are going to follow this journey. They're super sad here. They get their result there. Getting crystal clear on the exact step by step journey that your customer has to go through to get the result. This is where we start for in fulfillment. So that's what these next 15, 20 minutes we're going to talk about is actually building out your program. And this is how we build it out first. I'm not saying you actually have to go record any of these training videos. You got to create all the documents and the study guides and the student guides and all that stuff. No, this is how we figure out what that's going to look like. So when you get your first customer sale, typically 2 to 3 of them, that first cohort are going to be your case study, and you're going to walk them through this live each and every week. And then you build out your slides, you get real-time feedback, and you make the adjustments. And once you do that over your first 5 to 10, if not 20 clients, you'll have a refined program when people come in to know exactly what the steps are going to be. You have the exact training materials, everything needed for them to be successful. The resources, the trackers, the guides, the scripts, whatever it is. But it starts here. What is that 9-step process? Again, you all know the drill. Leave a comment down below once you have your 9 steps built out. I'd love to know what each of your steps are. And I'll walk through an example of what they can be, at least what mine are. And if you'd like a response from me, head over to Instagram, The Real Matthew Lopez. Send me a DM with your 9 steps, and I'll send you a video response letting you know, giving you some feedback on those steps. So, what are the 9 steps? So, let's go through this real quick. Boom. Okay. So, in the space that I work with, primarily, the 9 steps that I work with, people here, they have no clients, no money. It's basically no money. Let's just say they're not getting money. They're trying to build something. They want to make money, but they're getting zero money. That's why they're sad. They're not making money. They want to make more money. It always comes down to money. The folks that I help the most are people who are struggling with money. Now, money could be revenue, money could be income, money could be a lot of different things. And it could be disguised as clients and traffic and brand awareness. All of that is true, but it all leads to B2B. I'm in the B2B space. It all leads to money. Can we say it together now? Show me the money. It's all about the money. If you're in B2B, if you have a B2B business, it's all about the money. 9 times out of 10, it's all about the money. Even if I'm helping a fitness coach who has a B2C model program or business, that business owner wants to get more clients because it's more money. The person they help, they're looking for how to lose weight, how to run a marathon, how to get stronger, whatever it is. It's a different solution. But what I do, it's a B2B market, and it's always about money. First thing we got to do is we got to get clear on their currency, which is also the solution. What are we solving for? Hey, I'm going to right here. Number 1. What's the end result? Got to help you get clear on that first. That's what I help people do. Step 1. Step 2. Avatar. The who. Who are you going to serve? Let's get crystal clear on that one person, right? And where's this coming from, team? I'm showing this for you all to see how it all comes together. What I'm actually teaching is coming from my 9-step process. That's how I know what to teach. And I've been doing it for 6 years now. And I've taught it with over 700 clients intimately, one-on-one, not including all the group sessions that I've done over time. Can anybody guess what the third thing is? Can anybody guess what the third thing is? The actual product, which is fulfillment. Just leave it short there. Fulfillment. What you're seeing here today on this video, and I'm giving it all. I'm going deep. I'm thinking about considering, yeah, I think I'm going to go through all 9 of these steps. Fulfillment. One, two, three. Those are the first 3 steps of my program. And again, team, folks, I don't have a program to sell you. I am not selling you high ticket coaching on any of this, and you will not find that anywhere on the internet. You will not find me jumping on phone calls or telling you to get on a call with my team and me helping you work with me one on one. Not happening. I'm not selling high ticket stuff. I've done it. I've worked with other teams before. I've worked with other businesses as a consultant, and I just don't want to do it anymore. I think there's a better way. The better way is in the description down below if you want to go check that out. Now, if you want to do it, that's great. It still works. I'm not doing it. That's why my group is called the No Guru Growth Lab, because I'm going against the grain to a degree where I'm building something that doesn't require me having to go get high ticket clients, because I am in a different position in my business career, my entrepreneurial journey. I don't need to go get and do sales calls. I don't need the next 2 to 5 to 10K client. That's why I said some of these experts out here are lying to you on what it is you build and when you build it. I am building something different right now. What I am building is a different strategy. And I would be more than happy to break that strategy down if you'd like me to talk about it. But you have to already have something like this in place. You already need to have existing income ready to go, because this is a long term play. This is not a get rich fast strategy that I'm implementing. So I just want everybody here to know that I'm not knocking if you are building one. This is where you need to start. You got to start here. Once you've built that steady 5 to 10K income, and you want to start maybe saying, I don't want to do one-on-one calls anymore. I don't want to do sales calls anymore. I've got a team that's, handling other stuff. I've got income coming over here or investments, wherever it is. This is if someone's hurting, they need money, and they want to break free from whatever they're doing. Maybe you have that. Then we can talk. Back to the lesson topic. Clarity and confidence here, team. Okay. From here, you need to figure out how you're going to drive traffic. So we got to create a lead magnet. So I teach folks, how do we drive traffic? What kind of lead magnets are going to get people to say, ooh, I want to know what this is and I need help. And who's this person? Once we get the lead magnet figure out, you got to create a funnel to drive those folks. Then you got to do sales calls, right? And the funnel is actually up here. This is technically a funnel, step 2. It's not a software funnel, but it's a funnel. Where are they at? Where are they going? And eventually to a sale. That's a funnel, right? It's ugly, but it's a funnel. Okay. It leads to a sale for this particular strategy. But this actually can work for a lot of different strategies. But this is the path that I take, folks. And this is actually becomes my audit tool. I'll talk about that as well later. Okay. So once we figure out what they solve for, who their customer is that they're going to go after first, we build out their product, know exactly what it is they're going to fulfill on. We help start creating their lead magnet to start attracting people in. We create a funnel. What is that funnel? Is it going to be an automated funnel? Is it going to be a hands-on funnel? Then there's got to be a sales event. Money needs to be exchanged. You have to make money in a business or your business is going to go under. From there, what do? We need to get traffic. Where's the traffic going to come from? How are we going to give it? Organic, paid. Those are the 2 strategies, which you either have time or money. If you have money, we can talk about paid options. If you have traffic, or if you don't have money and you have time, got to put in the work. Got to put in the hands. Okay. Then we have nurture. And then we have retargeting. Nurture is follow up. Because once you bring someone in, there needs to be some sort of follow up. What does that look like? It could look like a lot of different things. And then retargeting is getting back in front of the old people that you were in front of. If they've made a certain point, if they've hit a certain milestone in your sales cycle, we need to retarget them. We need to re-talk to them. We need to re-offer them over time. Can you build that out with automations? Absolutely. All of this can be built out with automations to a degree, but we still need to retarget them. That is my 9-step process. Some of you watching this is probably your 9-step process as well. I didn't create this. This is kind of just, this is how folks in my industry that understand marketing and sales to a high level, to a high degree, this is a clear path to a sale. This is my fulfillment. This is what I learned when I launched my junior golf program. It follows these steps. I didn't know it at the time, but I became an expert at it because I was executing on it. I was figuring it out. I was figuring out where the parents lived. I was figuring out what to say. I was figuring out how to get them back to my programs. I was sending them messages saying, getting them, hey, folks that didn't stay and sign up for the whole year after a summer camp, I'd reach out to them before the next summer camp. I'd offer them some holiday specials. This strategy applies for every business. It really does. Now, I don't want to overly confuse you all, but there's 3 stages to my business. As you can see, we built a 9 grid, 9 steps, 3 by 3 for a reason. There's a lot of psychology behind this, but you have the foundation stage. This is the foundation of every business, the building blocks. And some of you out there launched a business that never went through this, and that's why you're struggling. Maybe you figured out a little bit, but you still don't know who your customer is. You still don't know exactly what you solve for. And your product's kind of all over the place because of it. And your sales are sporadic because of it. And you're struggling with your advertisements because you don't know who your customer is, because you can't make the right copy in your advertisements to get the right people to come in. If you just had an aha moment, put aha down below as a comment. If you just got an aha moment, because that's the truth. If you're struggling with traffic, but you never figured out these 3 steps in the beginning, which is the foundation of your business, there's a reason why you're having a problem with the traffic. Sorry if I'm the first person to tell you that. If you're having problems driving traffic to your business, whether it's in person, brick and mortar, or virtually online, there is a strong likelihood, I would bet money, you don't have a clear ICP, ideal customer profile, avatar. And if you don't have a clear customer profile avatar, that tells me you don't know what the hell you solve for. Like, actually know what you solve for. Like, what is the end result? When person A comes to work with me, they want me to help them do what? At the end of the day, as clear as possible. They want me to help them lose weight. Great. That's what my business does. I help you lose weight. How we help you lose weight? It's a lot of mix and match, and it's these 9 steps. We're not worried about the how. The how is important, but that's not, no. I'm giving you money, help me lose weight. I'm giving you money, you help me drive revenue. You give me money, you help me convert my traffic. You give me money, you help me get more traffic, whatever it may be. You got to get clear on what you solve, how you deliver it, and then you'll know who your customer is. That's fulfillment. So as you're listening to this, as I rant and soapbox for a while, what are your 9 steps? Now, you may not start with just 9 steps. You may want to list them out. The exercise really is to list out all your steps. Just list it out. The second they come in to work with you, what's step number 1? Just list it out. Okay, they need to do that. And they have to do it. Not optional. Oh, they could do this, they could do that. No, no. Like if they want to go from point A to point B, they have to do these steps. Have to. If they don't have to do those steps, then just get rid of it. Mark it off. Save it for later. There's a lot of things here that people try to say, oh, yeah, you could do that. That could help. No, it's you do this, you will win. You will get to from point A to point B. But you have to do this. And most of you out there are missing pieces to this puzzle. Some of you out there right now don't have a funnel in place, don't have a follow up sequence in place, and are definitely not retargeting anybody. Why are you struggling in business? This is why. Build the funnel. Well, Matthew, what do I build it on? Do I use ClickFunnels, go high level? Do you have one I can use with implemented with imported funnel templates that I can use? Yeah, I could give you all that, but that's not the point. It's the funnel itself. What is from start A to B? How do you attract them? Where do they go next? Who conversates with them? They jump on a phone call, then they become a client. That's a funnel. It's not technical. Some of you think it needs to be a technical, actual like ClickFunnel website thingy. It's not. That's not what a funnel is. It's part of it, software that you can use. Then I could go deep on the nurture sequence. You all have amassed 100, 500, 1,000, 10,000 emails, and they're just sitting there collecting dust and they haven't got any emails from you in over a year. There's money, there's revenue just sitting in those emails. But because you haven't figured out how to nurture them, how to properly get them to open up your emails, read them from time to time, and catch them at the right moment on the sales cycle to say, finally, yes, I want to do business with this person. Let me click this button and go find out. You're leaving money on the table. So your nurture sequence is off. Your retargeting is off because you're not retargeting people. Let's say you got on a phone call with, they said no, you're not following up with them and reoffering them. That's kind of retargeting. Retargeting and reoffering. And that can also be applied to ads if you're running ads. Folks, this is pretty much it for fulfillment. Deleting all my lines here. Oh, made a horrible line. What is your 9-step process? And again, if you're here doing something that's B2C, you have to get clear. You have to get clear up here first. What's the end result? You can't get to step 3 here in this video if you've gotten this far and you're still not sure what you're going to do for fulfillment because you don't know exactly what you're going to solve. Then you shouldn't be this far in the video. You should be watching the first set of this video here. What results do I get? And it needs to be hot. So this video, this first leg of the video is all covering my steps 1, 2, and 3 in a nutshell. Now, if you got clarity from any of this, any ounce of clarity or value from this video, leave clarity, value as a comment down below. I appreciate it all. It's only going to help the algorithm. If you want to give back to the channel, if you want to give back to supporting my cause here to really try to get affordable support and coaching to all the masses at a very, very high level, there's not a lot of other experts out there that are going to do this. And if they are doing it, it's not because they want to, they're doing it because it's a strategy to drive traffic for a high ticket sale. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to learn kind of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, because I'm in a certain place in my life and my business and income where I can build a long strategy out, click the description down below. I have a community that I charge $50 and I go live once a week and I answer all your questions. That's it. It's not a digital course, not selling you. I'm not upselling you into any other high ticket stuff in there. And I actually try to tell people to come try to expose me. Come and expose me. Come and expose me. It's called the No Guru Growth Lab for a reason. And I've had this no sales pitches for many, many years now, especially when I was hosting my in person events out of San Diego. I'd have a weekly meetup in Encinitas, California, and I have some folks in the community that can vouch for me. And it was literally that. I'd go once a week. I did it for almost 2 years straight, every Friday. I'd go to a local union co-work. I had their conference room rented out every week, and I would drop knowledge and help local business owners with their online marketing efforts. Whatever questions they had, I'd help them set it up right there on the spot. No upsell on the back end. That's what I want to do here virtually. That's my mission and my goal. So if you stuck around this long in the video, one, I just thank you for spending an hour and a half with me, period. You took an hour and a half out of your day to be here, and I want to thank you for that. And because of that, you are now going to get the contest rules on how to win the entrepreneurial book bundle, whatever it's called. But it's going to be a series of books that I believe are the best books in the game from all the best creators, all the best educators on entrepreneur, sales copy, funnel building, mindset shifts, productivity, habits, $150 worth of books. It's going to be a massive entrepreneur bundle. And one lucky winner from today, whoever's watching this, is going to win it. How are you going to win it? Couple things. One, like this video, have to have left a comment down below at any point during the video. Doesn't have to be of any specific word. Just leave a comment on this video, and must be a subscriber and a follower to both my socials that I primarily promote, which is YouTube, this channel, and Instagram, The Real Matthew Lopez. If you do those 4 things, which is not hard, people, I will be taking all the commenters and all the people that have entered in, putting them into a randomizer. I will be going live over on Instagram. And today is the 5th of July, so of 2025. I'm going to let this video marinate on the YouTubes for 30 days. I need at least 50 comments in order for me to fire off this contest. I'm going to be selfish here because I want to tell you all why I do what I do is in order to get in front of more people, to help them get more clarity and confidence so they can go and dominate their business and get the wins they actually need right now. I need your help. Your comments matter. You sharing it matters. Subscribing to my channel, it all helps the algorithm for my videos to get in front of more people. But I would be lying to you, like every other expert out there, if I didn't want a monetary gain on the back end at some point from this. So that's not what I'm going to do here. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you and be fully transparent. I feel like that's one of my flaws is I'm overly transparent because I just don't think there's a need to try to hide anything. One, I want to give that to everybody, and I want to get exposed more because I want more people to hear this. And I think that there is a huge gap in the industry of coaching that you all just keep jumping cycle to cycle, program to program, and then eventually never get help, never get results. And I want to break that cycle. I want to be the answer to that gap. And that answer is actually getting the help you need on a weekly basis and not having to pay $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 to get it. So if you want to actually start getting results in your business, whether you're just starting out launching, maybe you have a business right now and you need some fine tweaks, you want to take it to the next level, whether it's 10K a month to 20K a month. I've seen it all. I've helped many, many businesses not only start and scale to 6 figures, I've actually helped some companies go from 6 figures to 7 figures a year. If you need direct support, don't go buy another digital course. Don't go buy another coaching program. Stop by my weekly call in my community. You get the descriptions down below. I go live once every week and I stay on that call. If there's 30 people on that call, I'll stay on that call for 3 hours and I will answer everyone's questions. And if I need to add an extra call during the week because the community just blows up, then I will. But the cost of getting in is the cost of a one steak dinner a month. Why isn't it free, Matthew? Why aren't you sending me to like a free funnel and then from there getting me to join my, no, that's no. Reciprocity. The hour and a half I gave you all today, I hope that you have gotten enough clarity, confidence, and value, and you got to know me a little bit on who I am and what I do and how I do it, my personality, and it matches. Come check us out. There's a 7-day free trial. You get in there, come stop by one of my live calls. I don't care if you're paying or not paying. If you're in on a 7-day free trial and you come in and get an hour worth of my time and I help you get clarity, then great. And you leave after 7 days, great. I just know in the world of space, I do believe in karma. The more good you do in the world, the more you receive. And so I want to leave you all here with this because I want to be fully transparent. I have no high ticket programs to sell you. Say it with me now. Matthew does not have any high ticket programs to sell you. Clip it up, plaster it everywhere. To the end of time, I've made a decision. I made this decision a couple of years ago. I will never do another high ticket program. I will never sell one. I will never be involved with one. I'm building something here that I know after being a part of two different programs that used to sell high ticket program and coaching. The simple fix and tweak is not another one-on-one coach for each of you. It's really not. It's being in a community where the expert shows up every single time, delivers value by answering the questions, everyone's questions, not just one person's questions, answers the tough questions as well. And if I can't answer a question, which I've only been stumped a few times, which I can be humbled to because I don't know everything, then we figure it out together. It's a space that people need. And that's what I want to offer you all here. Come check it out. Come try to clip me up and say that I'm a liar, that I am selling something on the back end inside. You get immediate access to all the digital courses. Once you get in, click the link down below. It's called the No Guru Growth Lab. I go live every single week. Check out the calendar at the top. It is hosted on the school program. And I'm there to help you on those calls. That's what that is. It's access to me once a week. Are there digital products in there? Are there that are all free, by the way, not to sell? Are there resources in there? Yes. Are there training videos in there? Yes. Will I have a vault for replays to be uploaded? Yes. You are not getting another digital course here. You are getting direct access to me once a week. And if you show up, I will be there and I will pour into you like no other coach has ever poured into you before. So thank you all for being here today. Appreciate everybody. Like and subscribe. If you want me to do another in-depth video on a different strategy that is around kind of the next step, the next evolution of this, you can leave those comments down below as well. Again, it'll help with the 50 comments minimum we need in order for me to pick a winner. And if I pick a winner by, once we hit 50 comments, I'm going to pick the winner. And they need to be individual comments from 50 new people or 50 different people. All right. So just to be clear there across the board, but I'm going to have books in there from Alex Hormozi, from Jim Quick, from Russell Brunson. I might even pick up one of the Russell Brunson bundles because that's a great series. $150 worth of values of books. All you got to do is like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and follow me on Instagram. Once we get to 50 unique comments underneath this video, I will pull the trigger, spin the wheel, pick a winner, and I will find you on Instagram, comment your name down below, find you on Instagram, and I'll make sure that gets shipped out to you. The final thing is it does need to, you do need to reside in the US, the continental US. I think that's what it's called. So the United States, basically. Because international shipping, if I were to ship 150 books internationally, that'd be crazy. So with that being said, thank you all for being here. Appreciate you all. I hope to see some of you over on the school community, jumping on my live call. Please let me know that you came from there when you sign up. If you decide to sign up, again, No sales calls, not going to try to track you down. You either think it's valuable, you come check it out for 7 days, you stick around. It's $47 a month. It's one steak dinner. But my goal is to ensure you're getting 10x the value on those calls when you show up versus the $50 you're paying per month.